welcome to ET Now Startup Central, India's first and only daily show dedicated to startups, and entrepreneurship and technology. I'm Chandra Shrikant, joining you live from India's startup capital, Bengaluru. And I really want to wish all our viewers a very happy Dussehra. It's celebrated in different ways in different parts of the country, Krishna. But in South India here, it's Ayudha Puja and Saraswati Puja today.
Oh, absolutely. Happy Dussehra, Saraswati Puja to all celebrating this festive season across the country. This is Krishna Kumar coming to you live from ET Now's Mumbai studios. First up, as usual, a check on all that's making headlines here at ET Now Startup Central. Even as e-tailers wrap up their festive week, we get you a roundup of all the top trends this season, where cash might not be the king anymore. And we also have a very special guest joining us today, Sanjay Sethi, co-founder and CEO of Shopclues. We will be asking him how they've fared this sales season amidst all the competition from Amazon, Flipkart and Snapdeal. Apart from that, we put the focus on the VOD or video on demand space, and today we feature Singapore-based Spuul, which lets users consume Bollywood and regional content at the convenience of their smartphone or PC. A chat coming up with Rajiv Vaidya, CEO of Spuul India. Payment gateway for merchants, Razorpay is betting big on UPI or United Payment Interface. It has recently launched products allowing customers to pay merchants through UPI. A chat with them coming up as well.
Let's take it to the top story then. We got you all the voices that matter in the world of e-commerce last week, be it Amazon, Flipkart or Snapdeal. But today, Krishna, we really take our viewers to the three key trends that really emerged from all the data from these companies. I'm going to hand it to you, Krishna, for the first of those trends.
Absolutely, Chandra. We have been tracking the ball-by-ball coverage, so to speak, of this year's online festive season, that is, which was the week-long bonanza. And the first phase of the season is over. And here are some of the key trends. Amazon received orders from 90% of the pin codes in the country, reflecting the kind of reach they've managed this festive season. 90% of the pin codes in the country, which means a lot of headway made in terms of Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Apart from that, 70% of new customers came from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. That's obvious because 90% of pin codes being covered this season. And 30x increase in orders from Tier 3 cities as compared to last year, 30 times improvement. In fact, Snapdeal saw traffic from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities increase 20 times. So that's a clear trend, Chandra, this festive season. Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities seriously gaining traction with all major e-commerce players like Amazon, Snapdeal and Flipkart. So that's a clear trend. 90% of pin codes covered from by Amazon, and a 30 times increase in terms of Tier 2 and Tier 3 penetration from Amazon, with Snapdeal seeing about 20 times increase as compared to last year. So that is one major trend as far as this particular online festive season is concerned. But apart from that, there is also cash, which might not be the king anymore, and that's because over 50% of orders were prepaid on Snapdeal, so no more cash over there. Exclusive partnership with banks, which fueled online payments. Amazon offering over 15% cash back on HDFC card payments. Snapdeal offering additional 20% discount on Citibank card payments. So I'm just going to hand this over to Chandra now. Chandra, clearly the penetration in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities is a major trend emerging as far as Flipkart, Amazon and Snapdeal are concerned. But talk to us about cash not being the king anymore.
That's right, Krishna. You know that Tier 2, Tier 3 was a real surprise because in the last few weeks, e-commerce companies have been criticized for focusing too much on the elite section of shoppers, so to speak, in the major metros, which is why I think they really went out of their way to really show that, they are much more broad-based than that. But cashless, as you mentioned, I think what's really helped was the partnership with banks that e-commerce players entered into this time. For example, on Snapdeal, you got a cashback if you were on Citi, and similarly, HDFC Bank offered a cashback if you were shopping on Amazon. So I think these steps really helped in, bringing down the cash on delivery. And also remember, companies like Flipkart did a lot on the EMI front. So this whole low-cost EMI, that's also helped in bringing down the cash portion as far as payments are concerned. And that's really a huge step, because India is possibly one of the few countries where cash on delivery dominates such a major part of e-commerce. But Krishna, you have to tell us about the third interesting trend, which is all about how mobiles are making all the difference.
Absolutely, Chandra. Apart from the PIN codes covered by e-commerce companies and the cashless nature of most of their transactions, the third big trend to have emerged from this particular sales season is the mobile revolution. Amazon got 80% of traffic on mobile. Snapdeal received 82% orders through mobile, and Shopclues got about 75% of their orders from mobile platforms. So it's very clear, no cash, all mobile, and all over the country to wrap up this particular festive season as far as the online world is concerned. Back to you, Chandra.
Thanks for that, Krishna. Will be interesting to see, how the mobiles fared, because people we've been talking to say that people don't really download apps, but they access mobile website because that occupies lesser bandwidth. So usage patterns are really interesting when you go to the smaller cities, how they really try to save on, bandwidth as much as possible. But with that, we go to our second story, and we have a unicorn again on the show today. This time we are talking about online marketplace Shopclues, which calls itself the Sarojini Nagar market of e-commerce, because of the kind of products they sell and also the price points at which they sell these products. Sanjay Sethi, the co-founder and CEO of Shopclues, joins us on the show. Sanjay, thanks for joining us here on ET Now Startup Central. We've heard a lot from the likes of Flipkart, Snapdeal, Amazon, but how have sales fared as far as the online Sarojini Nagar market is concerned?
Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing surprising, I would say, for this holiday season. As expected, we are having a very good holiday season. We thought it would be better than last year. There were many positive things that happened during the course of the year. The sentiments in the consumer markets are better. The 7th pay commission reports also came in, which has a very significant uplift to the psychological mindset of the consumer. So, as expected, we are doing about 4 to 5 times what we expected from last year. I think that growth is very significant, and I think what stood out this time very significantly was that this time more than 50% of our GMV came from tier 3 cities, which is always very heartening for us, because that means that our brand is connecting with the right audience. So I'm very, very excited about that.
All right, Sanjay, this is Krishna coming to you from ET Now's Mumbai studios. You did mention smaller cities, and that's a major trend this particular festive season. All big players are, making major headway as far as tier 2 and tier 3 cities are concerned. Tell us, give us more details on what exactly Shopclues did in terms of, smaller towns and cities. And also, if you can give us a list of the top selling items on Shopclues. Is it mobiles?
Yes, so this time of the year, there are certain variations that we expect in the buying behavior. Typically, the average selling price goes up for us, which means people are buying more than one unit, larger price point items, and we saw that happening. For example, we got an uplift of about 10 times on our value price televisions, which is televisions which are less than 10,000 rupees. Similar trend was seen in all value price segments, be it smartphones, mobile phones, even feature phones saw a 5x increase. We also saw fashion and lifestyle ASPs actually go up for us, which is average selling price. And on the interesting side, religious and spiritual category does very well for us. You might know, we kind of made headlines last year about selling cow dungs on the website, and I think this year that trend continues, because during the Diwali season, people look for the Havan Kund, Ganga Jal, cow dung. We, I think, also have Gomutra also on the site, I believe, and I think these see traction during this time. And of course, other spiritual items also, these categories also general do well for us.
Sanjay, why do spiritual items do so well on Shopclues? I mean, even the last time I think you mentioned this thing on cow dung cakes selling like hot cakes. But why is Shopclues such a draw for spiritual items?
I can tell you that it's not. It actually not surprising at all, Chandra. When you go to a bazaar, you don't go to a mall for these things, and I think it is also how we connect with our consumer. Consumer sees Shopclues as a bazaar, a place where they are comfortable buying their daily needs, their daily fashion, and something that would expect from a bazaar. They know that ting se leke tong or ding se leke dong, sab kuch at shopclues.com.
Sanjay, interesting trend over there. Spiritual items doing well for a portal that calls itself the Sarojini Nagar of the online world. It's interesting, But can you give us the final numbers in terms of the number of units sold, or the all-important metric GMV, or any other metric that you use at Shopclues to give us a sense of the kind of scale that this particular sale offered for you?
So for the holiday season, we are. I think for the entire month we'll average about 2 to 2.5 lakh units average on a daily basis. I think other than that, our long-term plans for the year continue to be in line. We believe this holiday season will be better than what we expected. I think we are doing just fine. I know there are so many numbers, very hard to triangulate all of those things. I don't want to add to the confusion, but I think we are very comfortable and satisfied with what we have.
Profitability.
And Sanjay, just to clarify, how do you classify festive sales? Is it the whole of October? Is it that particular week when everybody clashed at the same time?
For the holiday season, you look at holiday season, whole of October this year, and you would see it for at least 15 days of next month also. So you can think of this 45-day period, give or take.
Sanjay, you have positioned Shopclues as an online bazaar of sorts, but the challenge here is that, these will mostly be low value items. So how do you really go about increasing the ticket size per customer? Is that going to be a major focus area for you going forward?
So Chandra, I think that question is a very good question. I think it also comes from a mindset of inventory based models. When you think, these questions are typically asked by marketplaces. These are relevant questions for marketplaces that operate, they operate in branded products and has a mall like experience. And let me explain that. When you talk about Shopclues, let's just say 199 rupees bed sheets. Now when you talk about 199 rupees bed sheets, you're not talking about Vivaldi or Bombay Dine. You're talking about a price point of 199 rupees to 299 rupees bed sheet. What you get in Chennai is very different from what you get in Delhi. The intention is not to give you a Vivaldi or Bombay Dine. Their price points the ASP become very important. Our model with half, we're talking about 500,000 merchants, 5 lakh merchants. With 5 lakh merchants, the business model and the dynamics of the business are very different when you are operating a marketplace that is based on inventory. So for us, the Shopclues is built ground up to sell low price point products. Our marketplace becomes viable at small price points, and that is what our intention is. I think it is always a challenge for somebody who's running an inventory based model or high value branded products to modify their business model to operate in low price points. So just to in a short, the marketplace for Shopclues has built ground up to operate for low price points. So it is not a challenge. We've been very capital efficient. You know that, Chandra. We have spoken about it many times over last 2-3 years, and nothing. Every quarter we solidify our lead in profitability and capital efficiency.
Right. Sanjay, final question, the all-important GMV one. The last time we spoke, you mentioned a GMV target of $3 billion by FY18. So are you on course to touch that? And I'm assuming by FY18 you mean March 2018.
FY18 is March 2018. You're correct. Yes. Yes. And I think, and we are on target for that, Chandra. In fact, we should be able to beat that number if certain things that we are anticipate in the coming year happens. I think what is more important, Chandra, I think is not the top line GMV, like I've always said. I think it has always been important for us to look at our bottom line, and I think bottom line numbers definitely we are going to beat, if not exceed, before that 18 number, before March 18.
All right, Sanjay, we will let it go. That's Sanjay Sethi of Shopclues. Many thanks for taking time out to be with us here at 18 Startup Central this festive season. Chandra, clearly, certain common trends across all e-tailers, and one bigger trend is that some serious volumes being witnessed by all of them, and we will still need to get a final check on those numbers. But for now, those numbers seem to indicate that the consumer sentiment this particular festive season is certainly upbeat. Let's hope it continues all the way through the festive season, through to Christmas as well. But time now here on the show to focus on the VOD, or video on demand space, which is seeing a boom of service providers from brands like Hotstar, Voot and Yup TV. And today we feature Singapore-based Spuul, which lets users consume Bollywood and regional content at the convenience of their smartphones or PCs. Its strong point is the rich Bollywood and regional content that it offers. We caught up with Rajiv Vaidya, CEO of Spuul India. Take a look.
The OTT industry right now is rocking. A lot of media players, as you've said, have come in. Amazon is there, Netflix is coming, foreign entrants are coming in. So I think it's just growing. So the next 2 years, we would see a lot of growth as far as the OTT industry is concerned. And after that, I think we can see shakeouts and any other things. But right now, it's purely a growth phase. The intent is really to go and get a lot of customers. A lot of people haven't come on board as far as OTT is concerned. So it's just land grab at this point in time.
All right. And talk to us about Spuul in terms of your own numbers. What kind of numbers are you doing at this point in time?
Yeah, so as far as Spuul is concerned, we've got in excess of about 18 million active users. We have more than 700,000 paid subscriptions per month. And we are growing at a rate of about 10% per month.
All right. But as far as this OTT/VOD game is concerned, it's all about acquiring those blockbusters and adding them to your library, isn't it? Sultan being one of Spool's most prized possessions in recent times.
That is correct. However, having said that, you can't get all the content. It's just a question of what you get today and what is the exclusivity window that you have till such time. And while you're taking one movie, your competition might be getting another movie. And there are also restriction in terms of, for example, a Star production may not be available on a Sony production, and a Sony production may not be available on a Star production. We are an independent platform and we buy from all players. I think there is a huge market outside of Bollywood. So it is important, and it's a natural progression that we get into vernacular and regional films. As far as Spuul is concerned, we've made forays into every language, Tamil, Telugu, Bengali, Gujarati, and now Marathi.
In terms of revenues, which three markets sort of drive Spuul?
So India, of course, is the largest sheer numbers, even though the paying capacity is lower, but it makes up for the numbers in terms of revenues, followed by the US and Middle East and UK. So these are the top 3 or 4 markets for us. Surprisingly, in spite of the lower population of Australia, there is a huge consumption there and revenue there. Right. So I think Australia, we consider these 5 markets as the most important markets as far as revenues are concerned for Spuul.
Right. And what about funding? I'm asking this question because the environment, the way it exists right now, it's a very, very cautious environment. Angel funding is available, but Series B, Series C are getting seriously more difficult. What are Spool's plans on the funding front?
So we are self-funded till now. We are profitable. And yes, there would be a requirement for additional large funding because content has to be bought. It's getting expensive. So, we haven't made a call as yet, but we are open to both options, either through additional self-funding or tying up with partners.
And with that, I'm afraid we're out of time on this episode of ET Now Startup Central. We will bring you the Razorpay interview day after tomorrow. But thanks so much for watching. And again, the season's greetings to you. Happy Dussehra. Thanks for watching ET Now Startup Central, and keep it with ET Now.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.